Baku, sprint weekend, new sprint format. What could possibly go wrong? Let's make some predictions. It's been 84 years. Actually, it's only been 4 weeks, but it has felt like a lifetime since F1 cars were last on track in Australia. Thankfully, though, IndyCar and Formula E have been wild enough to compensate for the lack of Formula One action. But the drivers returned this weekend in Azerbaijan for a sprint weekend with a new format. While it's not perfect and there's no guarantee that the racing in the sprint will be any more exciting, I like the new format as it gets rid of the totally pointless FP2 on Saturday morning. It does feel a bit jumbled up doing qualifying for the Grand Prix on Friday, but that has been a blast pretty much every time that it's happened. And then dedicating Saturday to the sprint, but it is a step in the right direction. The Saturday shootout with the reduced time and mandated tyre usage will also be interesting, although I'd like to see a one-lap quali format used instead with a reverse order of the Grand Prix grid from Friday. That's what I think. Let me know what you think of the new sprint format in the comments. And so to predictions. You'd think with a terrifically long straight it surely plays to Red Bull, and yes, it will, but Albert Park actually showed something of a flaw in the RB19, and that's a reluctance to put instant temperature into the front tyres. And we've seen over the years that Baku can be an incredibly tricky place to get tyre temperature, what with all the building shadows and the low average steering angle around the lap. And then any heat you do generate is just lost on the straights. So here's my tip for pole position. Charles Leclerc. The Ferrari power unit has lots of power. It can be a bit fragile, as we've seen already this season, and the car does tend to work the tyres well enough, I think, to get grip on that front axle, which would be really important to get the car rotated in the slow corners. And the Monegasque needs a big result this weekend. The Ferrari was strong in Bahrain, and there's some similar characteristics of the track layout, some slow corners, long straights. Power is going to be really important. Now for the sprint winner, we're going to add the sprint win this weekend. We're not going to do podium for the race, we're just going to do pole, sprint and race winners. I'm going to go for Sergio Perez for sprint race winner. Checo's done well on the streets of Baku in the past. He's qualified on the front row before, and he took the lead from Charles Leclerc into turn 1 last year from the front row. He also needs a big result after only finishing 5th in Australia. And moving to Grand Prix winner, Max Verstappen. It's somewhat predictable, but the strength over a race distance of the Red Bull will bear fruit, I think. However, an interrupted race would keep everyone else closer, naturally, but it would also take tyre temperature away from the Red Bull, and that could be crucial. That could leave Verstappen and Perez vulnerable, perhaps. It's not a slam dunk, just highly likely that the Dutchman wins again. Now let's look at some of your predictions. Grid Talk podcast host Owen Medford has tipped Max Verstappen to be top dog on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And Woe HIV reckons that Sergio Perez takes pole on Friday, but world champion Verstappen wins the sprint and the Grand Prix. It's never too late to tell me what you think is going to happen this weekend. Just leave a comment down below. So they're my predictions for the Baku Grand Prix weekend. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a nice big thumbs up for me. It really helps pick up the algorithm and, all that usual YouTube stuff. Subscribe for more Grand Prix content. Thanks very much for watching.